we're in the beginnings of that, of establishing it, and we're hoping to do a Plant for the Planet Academy in the Marshall Islands as well. So for those who don't know, a little background of my country, and I think they mentioned it in the presentation as well. The Marshall Islands is one of those countries that's set to disappear due to the rising sea level. And so what we've been experiencing, because we're only 2 meters above sea level, there's no mountains at all, and some parts are so thin, they're as big as this, some islands are as big as this room, like this, the width of it. Some parts are so thin that you can stand in the middle of the road and feel ocean spray on either side of you. And so we're extremely vulnerable to the tides, and also we've been having a lot more wave-induced flooding. So every time there's a high tide, all this water crashes against our homes, floods our crops, and it makes life a lot harder for us. And so even my cousin's house was completely flattened in one recent king tide. So I've been using poetry and spoken word art forms specifically to raise awareness on climate change, but also on other issues impacting my people, which is like the nuclear testing that was conducted on our islands, and also racism and the various issues that our people deal with. So I guess I'm gonna just do a poem because I know that the energy is pretty low. You guys have been working really hard all day. I'm just gonna share one quick poem, and then we can wrap it up. The poem that I'll be sharing, the poem that Pam actually talked about earlier, that I wrote for the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. It was also really fun planting trees. That was cool, actually. I've never planted a tree. I've never even dug a hole. That was like the closest thing I've ever done. So I was like, wow, okay, I need to get out of my comfort zone and plant stuff more often. So anyways, yeah, so obviously as a climate activist, I still have room to grow. But my area is generally writing and speaking and performing and creating art. So anyways, this poem was actually written to her. So this is the first time she's heard it. So I don't know how, I hope she doesn't, just don't interrupt, okay? You're just gonna listen while he does the poem, okay?
Do you want to sit with me?
So her name is Matefele Peinam Kathy Jetnil-Kijiner. My partner is Samoan, her dad's Samoan, I'm Marshallese, so that's why this long islander name. And so anyways, when I got invited to speak at the United Nations Climate Summit, they were like, you're going to be speaking in front of over 150 world leaders. You have to write a poem to the movement. You have to write a poem that will inspire the world, which is like a tall order. So I didn't know how to do that, but I decided to write it to her because she was 7 months old at the time, and I thought, I don't know how to write to world leaders, but I can talk to my daughter. So that's basically how the piece came about. So it goes, usually there's a video that plays behind, but I didn't bring the video with me today, so we'll just keep it simple. Dear Matefele Peinam, you are a 7-month-old sunrise of gummy smiles. You are bald as an egg and bald as a Buddha. You are thighs that are thunder, shrieks that are lightning, so excited for bananas, hugs, and our morning walks along the lagoon. Dear Matefele Peinam, I want to tell you about that lagoon. That lucid, sleepy lagoon lounging against the sunrise. Men say that one day that lagoon will devour you. They say it will gnaw at the shoreline, chew at the roots of your breadfruit trees, gulp down rows of seawalls, and crunch through your island's shattered bones. They say you, your daughter, and your granddaughter too will wander rootless, with only a passport to call home. Dear Matefele Peinam, don't cry. Mommy promises you no one will come and devour you. No greedy whale of a company sharking through political seas. No backwater bullying of businesses with broken morals. No blindfolded bureaucracy. Gonna push this mother ocean over the edge. No one's drowning, baby. No one's moving. No one's losing their homeland. No one's gonna become a climate change refugee. Or should I say no one else? To the Carteret Islanders of Papua New Guinea and to the Taro Islanders of the Solomon Islands, I take this moment to apologize to you. We are drawing the line here. Because we, baby, we're gonna fight. Your mommy, daddy, Bubujima, your country, and your president too, we will all fight. And even though there are those hidden behind platinum titles who like to pretend that we don't exist, who like to pretend that the Marshall Islands, Tuvalu, Kiribati, Maldives, Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines, the floods of Algeria, Colombia, Pakistan, and all the earthquakes and hurricanes and tidal waves didn't exist. Still, there are those who see us, hands reaching out, fists raising up, banners unfurling, megaphones booming, and we are canoes blocking close ships. We are the radiance of solar villages. We are the fresh, clean soil of the farmers past. We are petitions blooming from teenage fingertips. We are families biking, recycling, reusing, engineers dreaming, designing, building, artists painting, dancing, writing. And we are spreading the word. And there are thousands out on the street marching hand in hand, chanting for change now, and they're marching for you, baby. They're marching for us. Because we deserve to do more than just survive. We deserve to thrive. Dear Matefele Peinam, you are eyes heavy with drowsy weight, so just close those eyes and sleep in peace, because we won't let you down. You'll see. Thank you.